Are you thinking of buying a home here in the Bay Area,
Bay Area housing market is once again reaching new highs,
but unsure if you can afford it?
Well, new signs this morning that making it in the Bay is not getting any easier for first-time home buyers.
Determining how much of your income should go to your mortgage is crucial. Start by evaluating your budget and long-term financial plan. Plus, there are simple formulas that can guide you to a smart decision. Hey, stick around to learn how to make your home purchase financially sound, and at the end of the video, I will give you a per county breakdown for the Bay Area on how much income you need to purchase a medium price home. One of the simplest guidelines out there is to borrow no more than 2 or 3 times your household income when buying a home. According to the Census Bureau, the median household income in the Bay Area was approximately $93,000 in 2023. If you earn the median income, this rule suggests that borrowing between $186,000 and $280,000 for a home. However, if you're keeping track of home prices, you know that these numbers are not going to work in this market. Remember, these are just guidelines. There are other factors to consider when getting approved for a mortgage loan. In this video, I will go over some commonly used guidelines that are widely used by both home buyers and lenders, and I will go over what's beyond these guidelines. What else is required to get a mortgage approval? We're going to go over the 28-36 rule, the 35-45 rule, and the 25% rule. One of the most popular guidelines used by both lenders and borrowers is the 28-36 rule. The 28% rule is the front-end ratio, meaning this is your housing cost relative to your income. Lenders prefer that no more than 28% of your gross monthly income be spent on your monthly mortgage payment. That would be your principal, interest, taxes, homeowners insurance, and if you have homeowners association fees. For example, if you have the median income of $93,000, your gross monthly income is around $7,700. To meet the 28% rule, your monthly mortgage should be around $2,200 or less. The 36% rule is known as the back-end ratio, which compares all your recurring debts, including your housing payment, to your income. Lenders prefer that no more than 36% of your gross monthly income be allocated to all your total monthly debts. FYI, it's not 28% plus 36%. The 28% is already included in the 36%. In my example, if your gross monthly income is around $7,800, your monthly debt payments should be around $2,700 or less. That would mean the $2,100 for your mortgage and $622 for all other types of debts. The next rule is the 35-45 rule. With this rule, the lenders aim to ensure your monthly debts are manageable, recommending that total monthly debts, including your mortgage payment, remains under 35% of your pre-tax income and 45% of your post-tax income. So they look at it from both ends and make sure you fall within that range. To use this method, calculate 35% of your gross monthly income and 45% of your after-tax monthly income. Your affordable monthly debt payment should fall between these two numbers. Again, in our example, if your gross monthly income is around $7,800, your total monthly debt should not exceed $2,700. Assuming an after-tax income of approximately $5,100, your monthly debt payments should stay below $2,300. So your monthly debt payments should be between $2,300 and $2,700. This approach provides a more comprehensive view of what percentage of your income should go towards your mortgage by factoring in your after-tax earnings, ensuring a more accurate assessment of affordability. Next, we have the 25% rule. This is the most restrictive rule that all borrowers and lenders follow. Simply put, your monthly housing payment should be 25% or less of your monthly take-home pay. In our case, that would mean around $1,900. Yes, this is the most conservative of all the rules. In fact, this is the one that Dave Ramsey advocates for.
Here's the thing. If your payment is much more than a fourth of your take-home pay, it doesn't leave much wiggle room in your budget to do other things.
And he even takes it one step further. The term of your mortgage should be 15 years and not 30 years. These guidelines are pretty restrictive. Many lenders offer other flexibility with their loan criteria. Government-insured loans such as FHA, VA, and USDA loans often allow borrowers to carry higher debt levels, providing additional options for those who might not meet the stricter criteria. Following these guidelines doesn't mean you automatically get approved for a mortgage loan. By knowing and understanding the basics of these guidelines, you're better equipped to make a financially sound decision when it comes time to buy your home. But before we dive into what else you need to get approved for a mortgage loan, I want to share something with you. If you're curious about the latest trends and potential risk in the housing market, you'll want to check out my other channel. In my latest video, Here We Go Again, Zero Down Payments Are Back, I explore whether the re-emergence of zero down payments could spell trouble for the housing market. You can find links in the description below or click the card that just popped up on the screen. Make sure you check out the other homebuyer tips that I have on the channel. Now let's get back to understanding what else is required for a mortgage approval and how you can prepare yourself for a smooth home buying process. While your income is a big factor in determining the size of your mortgage, other elements also influence how much you can borrow. Lenders will additionally consider the following. Your lender will look at how much you owe each month compared to your income to find out what is called your debt-to-income ratio. This includes all your monthly payments like your mortgage and all other recurring payments. The maximum DTI you can have depends on the loan and lender, but usually the lower the DTI, the easier it is to get a mortgage. In other words, the less debt you have, the better. Lenders also look at your credit score to see how well you manage debt repayment. A higher credit score improves your chances of a loan approval and results in lower interest rates. Borrowers with credit scores above 740 usually get the best mortgage rates. And let us not forget about down payment. This is one of the things that never gets talked about in any of these guidelines. You'll not only need a down payment, but also money for closing costs. A higher down payment means you're borrowing less and can result in lower mortgage interest rate. Okay, the one thing that you need to consider that your lender does not take into account when they are doing your loan approval, mortgage lenders only look at your recurring debts or debts that are reported on your credit report, like student loans, car loans, and credit card payments. You have to take into account your other expenses. Maybe you have childcare or life insurance premiums. These are not included in your debt-to-income ratio calculations. Discretionary spending on vacations, gifts, and activities like golf or skiing are not factored in. In the middle of shooting this video, I get a text message that I have a 50% discount off of my mountain biking gear. Guess what I did? I stopped what I was doing and I purchased a bunch of stuff. That's not something lenders take into consideration. So regardless of how much a lender says you can borrow, you should carefully review all your expenses to determine how much you want to spend on your mortgage payments. It's important to consider savings for retirement, college tuition, and other financial goals when deciding what percentage of your income should be allocated to your mortgage. Okay, now let me tell you what income you need to be able to afford a median price home in each of the 9 Bay Area counties. I'll be looking at the median price of a home for the past 12 months. I'll also be using a DTI of 43% of your gross income. Why 43%? That's because that is the most common number that I see most lenders use here. You can certainly go higher. There are loans that can go as high as 50%, or better yet, go lower. I will also assume that you have 20% down payment as well as other savings for closing costs and reserves. Okay, let's start with Marin County. In the past 12 months, the median selling price for homes in Marin was $1,475,000. 20% of that is $295,000, which gives you a loan of $1.1 million. With current interest rates, your monthly payment is around $9,800. This means that you need to be making around $23,000 per month or around $273,000 per year to have a DTI of 43%. Next up, we have the city and county of San Francisco. Median home price for the past 12 months is around $1.3 million. 20% of that is around $270,000, which gives you a loan of around $1,080,000. With current interest rates, your monthly payment is around $8,900. This means that you need to be making around $20,000 per month or $250,000 per year to have a DTI of 43%. Next, I'm going to combine San Mateo and Santa Clara counties because their median home price is about the same. For San Mateo, the median is 1.6, and for Santa Clara, the median is 1.56. 20% of 1.6 is 320,000, which gives us a loan of 1.2 million. With current interest rates, your monthly payment is around 10,000. This means that you need to be making around 25,000 per month or close to 300,000 to have a DTI of 43%. Next up, we have Alameda County. Median home price for the past 12 months is 1.1 million. 20% of that is 223,000, which gives you a loan of 895,000. With current interest rates, your monthly payment is around 7,445. This means that you need to be making around 17,000 per month or 207,000 per year to have a DTI of 43%. Next, I'm going to again combine two counties, Contra Costa and Sonoma counties, because their median home price is exactly the same. It's 800,000. 20% of that is 160,000, which gives you a loan amount of 640,000. With current interest rates, your monthly payment is around 5,300. This means that you need to be making around 12,000 per month or 148,000 to have a DTI of 43%. Next is Napa County. Median home price for Napa in the past 12 months was 880,000. 20% of that is 176,000, which gives you a loan of 704,000. With current interest rates, your monthly payment is around 58.55. This means that you need to be making around 13,000 per month or around 163,000 per year to have a DTI of 43%. Finally, Solano County. Usually, people say last but not the least, but in this case, this is the least expensive of all the counties in the Bay Area. Median home price is 575,000. 20% of that is 115,000, which gives you a loan of 460,000. With current interest rates, your monthly payment is around 3,800. This means that you need to be making 8,800 a month or around 106,000 per year to have a DTI of 43%. So, here are the 4 things that I want you to take away from this video. Number 1, when you look at the guidelines, remember that these are just that, guidelines to follow to find out if you might be ready to buy a house. Second, once you have determined that you might be ready to buy a house according to whatever guidelines that you want to follow and move on to the mortgage approval process, remember that just because your lender says you're approved for X amount doesn't necessarily mean that you can truly afford that, because your lender does not look at your other expenses. It is up to you to make that final determination of what you can truly afford by looking at your overall budget. Third, and you know this already, it is freaking expensive to buy a house here in the Bay Area. And finally, number 4, if you need an agent, reach out to me and I can either help you directly or get you in touch with an amazing agent to help you get that dream home of yours. Thanks for watching.